Which needles should you use? When should you use them? What does this all mean? Why is it so complicated? This is something I've come up against this week. So I had a situation where I had a project. It's a 30-second thing, took me about 3 weeks, and I had no idea what I was doing. So it turns out if you go to your local haberdashery or fabric shop, you'll meet probably a lovely auntie who can tell you exactly what you're doing wrong, and that's what happened with me. So this video is just to show you the differences between different needles and when to use them. So we're using the Hobbycraft 19S sewing machine as before. I started using this in January. I'm a complete novice, but learning on hard mode. So here's a few tips and hints about different needles that I didn't realise until I had someone knowledgeable tell me. So in our machine, obviously you know your needle sits where it sits. If you break it, there's a short that I've made to show you how to change that needle. It usually starts with a universal needle in the machine, so you get a couple of needles with the machine itself. But I guess knowing what to buy, what size, what does universal mean, that was all brand new to me. So here we are trying to figure it out. So usually you get universal needles from a lot of different places. So I actually got some from the range. These are universal sewing needles, and what that means is that it just fits in any type of machine. So it'll fit in this machine, it'll fit in different types of machine, and universal just means that it can fit in a number of different types of machine. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's universal for all fabrics, as I've learned the hard way. So I bought this sewing kit with my machine. It came as a deal. It came from Hobbycraft, and it has a lot of different bits and pieces in it. So I started off with the universal needles and also some jeans needles. And the difference between these guys is just that they can go through different types of fabric. So universal needles will just fit in any machine, but it comes with a number of different sizes, as does the jeans. So I guess if you've got thinner, maybe stretchy jeans compared to thicker, sort of like Levi's jeans or something like that, you're going to need a different size of needle. So it's not just that all of the universal needles are the same size. Oh no, that would be too easy. They actually come with a number of different sizes. So you can see there's 170 needle, 280 needles, a 90 needle, and a 100 needle. So I actually bought these ones from the range just because I was in there getting something else, and I thought, well, we'll give them a go. And before I knew that, I thought they were all the same size, but you can see again here, these go up to 110. So I was using jersey material, and I had to go and chat to somebody because I was very confused as to why my thread was unthreading, why nothing was going through properly, the thread kept on breaking, and I actually bought some jersey needles. So you I think this is sort of something that you need to learn as you go as well, because jersey material is going to be all different sort of thicknesses. So for instance, if you have like a lightweight material, like a thinner material, then like, you know, muslin or silk, you're going to need like a 60 needle to a 70 needle. Whereas if you are going through like heavier materials, like, I don't know, tent or like coat fabric, you would go up to the 100 on that, so like here. So it just depends. I guess it's like trial and error. I mean, they're not that expensive. I went through, I think, 3 or 4 needles in one tiny piece of fabric because I kept getting it wrong. So it's just a good tip to know that there's lots of different sizes of needles, there's lots of different types of needles. Sometimes it's better just to go in and ask. So far I find that, and actually the lady in the shop told me, that about a 70 or 80 needle is good for most things. So if you're not doing really fine stuff, you don't need a 60, and if you're not doing very heavy stuff, you don't need 100. So it's good to just have an array of different types of needles around so that you can try them out in whatever that you're doing. But yeah, they come in all shapes and sizes. There's lots of different packaging. Sometimes it gets very confusing. I find for me at the moment, I use a number 80 needle, and it's just universal so that I know it'll go into my machine. So getting a couple of the same type of needle is good because you will break your needle in things. And if you need a video on showing you how to change the needle, I've got one up. So see you soon.